tugging fur all over my dress.
Hello friends, and welcome to a new video. Today's video we're going to talk about this Queen Anna gown that I ordered from AliExpress, and we're going to talk about some alterations that I did to it to make it a little bit nicer and fit me a little bit better. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and keep on watching.
So let's talk about the cape first. All of this gold on top of the cape is printed. It's lined in a pretty purple, although it might be showing up a little bit blue on camera. It's definitely a royal purple. And then it just has the gold binding around the edges, and it just attaches to the top of the cape with these buttons here that are on the jacket. So you can see that's how. Okay, so I've taken off the cape so that we can talk about her jacket. It is like a black velvet, is bound in this blue that matches her dress. All of this gold detailing here is embroidery, and then down here we have some kind of goldish orangish rhinestones. Down both sleeves we have that embroidery that runs into those rhinestones. Of course, the buttons that hold up the cape, and it does have a side zipper here underneath the arm. And then here is the back, which is just a continuation of that embroidery and those orange rhinestones down here as well. Okay, so here we have a better look at the dress itself. I've taken the jacket off. It's a nice, really pretty teal color. The fabric itself is kind of rough. Like, it's not uncomfortable, but it's definitely not satiny or silky or anything that kind of feels like, you know, fancy. And it does have a side zipper just like the jacket does. She has these little tabs here at the top. It came with strapless bra straps, so you could wear that if you wanted it to stay up. And here is the back of the dress. It does have a little bit of the train here at the bottom, and it does have all of those rhinestones going around the entire edge of it as well. And then the belt is made out of the same black velvet material as the jacket, and it has a nice little button that matches the buttons that hold up the cape as well. And then her underskirt is just this very pretty blue fabric. It does just have an elastic waistband, and then it's pleated all the way down. I was concerned that it would be hard to steam out, but you can see this is how it came from being packaged, and then this was just like a steamer ran over it super quickly, so they will come out without ruining all the pleats. And then it does have this pretty print down here at the bottom too. The biggest issue that you can probably tell already is it is definitely very see-through. So you'll definitely need to wear a slip, although you'll probably want to wear something to give it a little bit of shape underneath anyways. But that is something to be aware of. You will definitely need a slip or a crinoline of some sort for the skirt.
Okay, so I just have the skirt and the dress on in this clip, and you can see the waist fits me really well, but up at the bust it's very loose. There's not a lot of structure. It seems like it should have fit me, but it's really slouchy. So we're going to add in some boning to fix that issue. The belt, it actually velcros on, and so we are going to remove that velcro. And you can also see here in a minute that the belt is extremely long for me. Even though the waist fits, the belt would not even velcro even if I wanted it to. So we're going to have to cut that down a little bit as well. Alright, now for the super fun part. We're going to rip this baby open so that we can put some boning in. So grab your trusty seam ripper here and tear it all apart. Pay attention to how you're taking this apart because it will be on the test later. In my case, for this specific gown, I had to separate the bodice from the skirt, and then I had to separate the lining fabric from the front fabric. Okay, now that everything is good and destroyed, go ahead and grab your boning casing and measure out how long you'll need it. You'll need 2 pieces over each of the front bust seams, and then you'll want one on the side seam as well. Also, pay better attention than me and don't measure the wrong channel, but luckily for me, it all worked out anyways. After you've got those cut out, you can go ahead and cut out your boning according to the lengths of your boning casing. I'm using spiral steel boning, so I'm going to go ahead and add some little end caps so that it will prevent them from poking any holes into my garment. If you're using plastic boning, you can just go ahead and cut them to round them out so that they won't have sharp edges. Next up, I just turned my bodice inside out so that I could get to the inside of the lining. The inside of my lining had these little boob pads, so I just went ahead and carefully unpicked them really quick and set them to the side. To sew the casings in, I just followed the seam allowances that already existed within the garment and made sure to leave one end open for the boning later. Okay, now that we have sewn up the top and both sides of those boning channels, we're going to go ahead and take our boning and slide those in. Next, go ahead and sew up those bottom edges so that we can keep that boning in. Once you've done that, go ahead and flip it over, find that spot where those foam cups came from, and just go ahead and tack them back in with a few stitches. Then just sew the bodice and skirt back together so that you have your finished garment. The belt is going to be super easy compared to all of the bodice boning that we just did. All you're going to need to do is seam rip out all that Velcro and then cut some snap tape down to size, pin it down, and then sew it down. Before you sew it down, make sure you try it on to ensure that it fits, and then just go ahead and cut off any excess.
So guys, this is my finished look after I've done my modifications for my wig and my jewelry and my makeup. I think it looks really, really, really nice. I really like it. The boning makes it feel so much more structured and secure. I feel a lot more comfortable in it. Getting rid of the Velcro on the belt has made it more secure, and it stays. It actually fastens. I think this is a really good costume for the price that I paid for it. AliExpress did pretty good on this one. I probably wouldn't wear it to a birthday party or anything for my business, just because the fabric of the dress doesn't feel very queenly. It's also really, really hot. So I don't know that I would want to run a birthday party in this, and the cape is just like, look at this. Look at all this fabric in this cape. It's obnoxious. So I think it'll make a really, really gorgeous photo shoot when we're allowed to go back outside and do things like Craigslist photo shoots. But I don't think that it's going to be a party dress. I might wear it to Comic-Con. I don't know though. It's really, really hot. And this cape is a little on the obnoxious side. So I might ditch the cape. If you were to wear this around a conventional day, you might want to just ditch the cape. I know it's kind of like a really big ball of how pretty this dress is, or this whole costume, but it seems like it would be a really big pain to me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please click that like button, and please go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you always get notified every time I post a new video. Bye! Oh, are you Kenshin? Can you come lie down and be good? Do you want to meet everybody, Kenshin? Hey, a big boy. Are you good kitty? I love you. He's hugging fur all over my dress.